So let's just get right into it. So, if you are kind of new to astrology and you are also new to, you know, what eclipses are all about, eclipses do come in pairs, and so we are officially in eclipse season. Therefore, we have the lunar eclipse, which is the time of the full moon, and then we have a solar eclipse, which will be happening next month on around April 8th. So this month on March 25th, we have the full moon lunar eclipse. Now, quick disclaimer. I don't practice Western astrology. I'm not a Western-based astrologer. And so on that note, I am practicing, and the system that I work with and utilize is known as Vedic astrology, which I find the most accurate system of astrology. There's several different systems out there, but this is the system that I work with. So in this particular lunar eclipse, this will be happening and occurring in the axis, the zodiac sign axis of Pisces and Virgo, which has a lot to do with health, healing, wellness, and things of that sort, things of that nature. And so I talked about this in my other video. And so during the time of eclipses, and especially with this particular eclipse season, there's going to be so many revelations and news and information, secrets, hidden truth bombs being exposed and pushed out onto the surface, I should say, all regarding health, medicine, healing, and things of that whole realm, I should say. So that is really important to note about this particular eclipse season. So the next eclipse season will be occurring in the fall time if you are also in the northern hemisphere, which is the time of the fall time, obviously. I do want to point out and stress the point that planet Neptune, which is the planet of, it's a very mystical planet. And so with that said, Neptune has a lot to do with lies, deceptions, and fantasy. And Neptune does have a side to it. It's not all bad. Neptune does have a side to it that does deal with drugs, alcohol, substances, really any form of escapism. And so people are definitely going to be feeling out of sorts, to say the least. I do feel and expect that there will be a rise and uptick in, things like drug overdoses. Not only that, I do expect that there will be an uptick and rise in hospital visits, not just on the day of the eclipse this month, but also that whole week, as well as this whole month as well, but especially really hemmed in that week around the lunar eclipse, again around March 25th. So furthermore, talking about this lunar eclipse, planet Mercury, which is the planet of, it deals with many different matters. It deals with transportation, the ways and the different modes that we travel, whether it's cars, vehicles, planes, trains, etc. Planet Mercury is coming to the picture as well, not just Neptune, but planet Mercury on the day of the full moon lunar eclipse will be transiting right on 29 degrees of Pisces. So this is really important to note because planet Mercury, first and foremost, does not feel comfortable whatsoever. It's at its weakest point, energetically speaking, in the zodiac sign of Pisces. Mercury also has a side to it because it's so cognitive. It's very mental in nature. And it deals with the many different ways that we connect and we relate to other people. So because Mercury is at a very chaotic and volatile degree point in Pisces on the date of the full moon lunar eclipse, we can also expect not just transportation to get really out of whack and very messy and very dangerous at times. I also feel this will ring true with, conversations, communication, the ways that we relate, and that the different ways that we express ourselves to other people. This eclipse season, as well as the next eclipse season, it's not only very intense, but there's a lot of emotional intensity involved. So not only that, generally speaking, eclipse season, it can be very similar in many different ways to Mercury retrograde, in the sense that we aren't always thinking clearly. We don't always have the bigger picture. We don't always have the bigger understanding on different circumstances, different situations. and things like that. So that is also a different point that I will also want to touch base on. But again, do expect, like I said, because Neptune is coming into the picture, I do feel like, drug problems, drug overdoses, things of that sort, things of that nature will be rising. Also hospital visits to go up, and crime as well. I also want to touch base on the fact that Mars and Saturn are coming together and forming a conjunction on the date of the full moon lunar eclipse on March 25th. And then also there's another important conjunction also coming in the picture on the same day of the full moon lunar eclipse, and that conjunction is Venus and Saturn. So talking about Mars and Saturn conjunction, we can expect people feeling different sort of negative and very intense emotions such as anger, frustration, hostility, even rage. That really stands out as very specific emotions connected to this particular eclipse on March 25th, as well as just this whole eclipse season in general, March and April. And then talking about Venus and Saturn, Saturn is a very karmic planet, and then Venus, on the other hand, deals with love, relationships, marriages, and partnerships. So not only do I feel like for many people all around the world, not just in the United States, I do feel like many people will be experiencing a lot of relationship issues during this eclipse season, March and April, and also beyond that as well for the upcoming months ahead. Eclipses oftentimes have an effect for up to 6 months at a maximum. And also, furthermore, talking about relationship matters, I also feel like because eclipses do have this tendency to bring out different information, different secrets, different hidden truth bombs, I also feel like relationship secrets, whether it's affairs or other different situations, I also feel like relationship secrets and information will also be coming to light and being exposed. You have to remember that eclipses are a time of dark turning to light, and so that is why eclipses have this tendency to bring information to the surface that we had no idea what was actually going on. We couldn't really see it. One other thing before I end the video, I also feel that because Neptune is coming into the mix and into the picture for this eclipse season, do expect that the full story, as far as media and news stories, I do expect that there will be some lies and deception with the media and the news, and that the full stories aren't really being presented to the public. So I hope you found today's video very helpful. Definitely check out my other videos, not just pertaining to this particular eclipse season, but I also have a video on my channel I posted the other day talking and going into greater depth on what a full moon lunar eclipse is truly all about. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video to come. Thank you.